have a child, the only regret you're going to have is that you didn't start earlier. There's truly nothing more beautiful than having a child. And also, maybe I'm just old and jaded. I'm a bit older than you. But you get bored of life and get bored of everything, and you start to live through other people when you are successful enough. You look at Christmas morning, right? It's not about the dad. It's about the dad giving the kids what they want, and he smiles because they smile. And that's the masculine imperative, to live through other people. I truly believe that male happiness comes from making other people happy. There's a beautiful poem, I think it's in Arabic, and I don't know who wrote it. It might have been by a warlord. And he says something like, stress is mine, peace is yours, sadness is mine, happiness is yours, but you are mine. And he's writing to his woman saying that my life is not fun. My life is stress and pain and hardship and difficult. You have a great life. I give it to you, but I get you by extension. And that's why it's worth it to me. And I think it's the same with children. If you're a man and you have your stuff in order, and truthfully, there's going to become a day, Fresh. I know you're out there living big, but there's going to come a day where you're bored of the club and you're bored of the hoes and you're bored of all the fun ain't fun anymore. And you're going to say, well, what's going to make my life worth living? Well, how about I have a little version of me and try and make them a better version of me?
Yeah.
Not just replicate me, but make them a better version of me. And love is your link to the future. And I'm telling you, my only regret with having children is I didn't start earlier, and I don't have 200 of them. There's literally no downside. They're not as expensive as people say they are. It's not difficult. I mean, a lot of it's down to the mother you have them with, right?
Right.
If the mother's out of control, then they become expensive.
Holy.
Then they become difficult. But if the mother respects you and she listens to you and lets you be a man, then it's easy. Bro, the poorest people in the world have kids. Your dog costs more than a kid will. Your Lambo costs a lot more than the kid ever will.
That is true.
So kids aren't even expensive. And often you see women going, oh, I need this, or he needs that, I need that. No, you're bored. And you want to put him in designer clothes and dress him up in designer clothes because you want to go shopping for designer clothes for your little kid like a doll because you're bored and you want him to be a little model. Well, guess what? He's going to do push-ups. He has 2 t-shirts. He has 2 pairs of trousers. And if he's bored, push-ups are endless and free. So he should never be bored until they're all done. Are the push-ups finished? Because I still see push-ups in the universe. I just tried to do one, I could do it. I should have attempted and failed. It should have been like, no, sorry, the push-ups are finished, they're gone. The daily allocation of world push-ups have been used by your offspring. And unless that happens, then boom, they're cheap. So kids are cheap, and they truly are a blessing. I have nothing bad to say about being a father. I recommend everyone at home do it. If you find a woman worth having, then have a kid with her. Why not? Why not? Get to it, Fresh. I think that the Western world is in serious decline, and that literally in real time you can see it falling apart, so you have to find somewhere else to live, and the world's not really that big. I think that the values which held the Western world together at some point have been proven to be false, and all of it is a lie. I feel like all of the metrics in which you can measure the success of a society, the Western world is failing in. So once you accept that, you say, okay, the West is failing, it's on its way down, I can't live in the West. And then you look at a map and you look at South America, which is very dangerous, and I'm not South American and I don't speak Spanish, and then Eastern Europe, which is where we are now, it preserves its culture via religion, and they have some other societal, what's the word I'm looking for? Traditions, which certainly preserve the culture better. It's a slower decline. So I felt like this might be a good place to live. Unfortunately, I think in the 7 years I've been here, Eastern Europe is catching up with the West, and I feel like it's going to go down the same hole. So I'm going to have to move again. But when I moved here 7 years ago, it just felt like a safer place, felt like a nicer place, and decided to leave. I don't see what America or England or the West has for people anymore.
Okay, question. Do you think that this generation is more evil than the past generations?
I don't think they're evil. I think they're lost, and I think they're misguided. And I think we're now living in a culture where I'm a full-grown man. I'm 36 years old. I catch myself, even at my ripe old age and high level of professionalism, sometimes for a few seconds, only a few seconds before I correct myself, scrolling on garbage. Imagine how these 14 and 15-year-old children are even being raised. Just scrolling through these social media algorithms, which are deliberately designed to poison their mind. And they're going to school, they're being fed absolute garbage, and they have no religious connotations, no God, and no family unit. They're just a mess. And then we look at, like I said, every metric in which you can measure the health of a society, the crime rate and the cost of living, basic things, traffic, anything you can measure, the West is falling off a cliff. So it's like, how do you fix all of that? So I decided to move to Eastern Europe, and I had a very good time here, and I was treated very well, and it's a very safe place, and it's a beautiful country. I've been through some recently things changed a bit. I think
you get out of your house.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Well, I'm allowed out of my house. Yeah, that's nice.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what's the first thing you did when you got out of your house?
My first day off of house arrest, I stayed in the house.
That's fucking weird, man.
I know, but it was a sign of resistance.
Oh, you wanted to prove that you could keep going.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like you're flexing all the time. Like, is there like if I was on house arrest, who the fuck you flexing for? Just leave. And anything, you could have lied and be like, no, I stayed for an extra 3 days. But like you stayed.
I stayed.
Just to prove a point.
Yeah.
Now, was it for your
lie.
brother or was it for your? No, I was just joking about the lie.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it in my notes because I know that you don't like lying, and I have a story about lying. I was I'm not gonna mention his name out of respect for him, but he took me on his jet. We were having a great time. We were about to do business together. We were courtside, and he made a comment about one of the basketball players.
I don't ever sit and concern myself with, am I spending too much? If I thought I was spending too much, I would simply find a way to make more money. And a lot of people talk about efficiency as well. I've had people talk about working smart, not hard. That is true. But I believe that you need to fill your day with all of the hard work first. I think that working smart is a matter of being more efficient with all the time you should spend working. If you sit there and go, I want to work smart, not hard, so I work an hour a day, well then you're still lazy. You should work smart and hard and do 15 smart hours a day. That's how you win.
I was talking to a young guy the other day. He was 22, I think. He caught a crypto pump. He made like $4 million in the last bull run. And now all the coins have gone down, whatever. He sold some. He has like $1.5 million. He said, oh yeah, so I'm waiting for the next pump. I said, bro, the problem with you is you've now been ruined for life because you're 22, you made easy money, and you think that you don't have to ever do any serious work. You also have no skill. The problem is with the crypto pump, it doesn't teach you anything. He didn't learn sales, marketing, staff management, stress tolerance.
You need that.
Nothing. He doesn't know how to do anything. So he's just sitting there just gambling on shit coins, waiting for the next one to pump. And he's 22, and his ass is never going to want to get a real job, and he doesn't have any skills. So I think he's in a lot of trouble, truthfully. And I made this clear to him. So it can be a detrimental thing. It can be a bad thing. But in terms of making money, it's certainly easier than it's ever been because we live in a global marketplace now. You can reach the world, and all you have to do is have a message worth making people listen to.
And it truly is the abundance mindset is true. I remember when I was broke. When I was broke, I thought everyone was broke.
You do.
Because I was broke.
100%.
And then you get rich and you start thinking, shit, everyone has money. Every supercar I want is sold out. Every diamond watch I want is sold out. The private jet charters are full. The yachts are full. Like, as soon as you get rich, you start
Who are all these people that got money? Who are they?
I was just in Dubai, and my houses are being built. They're going to be completed this year. I bought a bunch of them off plan, so I decided to rent. And I rented a house on the Palm. It was $25,000 a day, dollars. Rented it. And I'm sitting there, and the landlord comes and goes, I just got an offer for $35,000 to leave. And I go, okay, well, I'll pay $40,000. And then he came back and goes, the guy's offered $50,000 a day for a year. And I'm like, who am I even in a bidding war with? And I just left. I was like, you know what? Take it. I'll get another one. But like, there's people out there with money like you couldn't fucking fathom. There is so much money in the world. So you do get to a level of wealth. Another time it hit me, I was at Monaco. I was sitting around dinner in Monaco after, it was on a car rally, funnily enough. And there's like 10 of us. And I just looked around the table by coincidence and I saw everyone's wearing a nice watch. And I thought, when I was broke, the idea, if someone told me they had 30 or 40 grand in the bank, I thought they were doing good. Now I'm sitting at a table, everyone's wearing a $100,000 watch. Nobody gives a fuck. It's just like, there's levels to the game. And when you get up to the top, you realize there's money everywhere. An abundance mindset, there are so many rich people. So if you're not where you want to be financially, I hope this pisses you off, because I'm telling you to annoy you. That you're sitting there struggling to pay your bills. There are people out there making so much money you couldn't possibly fathom you have anything they want all of the time. And you may sit there and go, oh, but they're miserable. A lot of them aren't. Trust me, they're having a great time. So you need to make a bunch more money because there's money everywhere.
Think of the harshest lesson. You don't even have to say what it is, but think of the harshest lesson you've had in the last few years. And think of how many times you had the easy way to learn that lesson. You could have just stopped being a dickhead before it got bad. Think how many times you could have just woke up and go, nah. But we don't, do we? We wake up like, we got away with it. It's fine. And then bam, you get hit. There's only two ways to learn lessons, hard and harder. If you're smart, you take it the hard way. Real idiots take it the hardest way. But there's no easy way to learn lessons.
But when will you stop the work and take a step back?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
No.
And that's my competitive advantage. I don't want to do that.
The enjoyment for you is the work, not the...
Completely. Other people are like, oh, I'm here now, so I can now go on holiday. I don't want to stop working. I don't want a holiday. I don't want to relax. Is this relaxing? I'm going to try and relax for the first time in my life. We'll do this here live on the podcast. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Am I supposed to want to do that? what was that? What was it? Like, what is that? Is that it? Is that the dream?
Doing nothing.
Is that the goal? Like, and if I'm not on my phone, my brain is preoccupied and anxious about what's happening on my phone. So it's better to just be on it. Like, I don't want to relax. I don't want to stop.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
No, I don't want to stop. That's why nobody will ever beat me, because all these other people, they want to take time out of their life.
They're working to relax.
They're working to relax. I'm at the point now where I'd look at a beautiful woman and go, I can go on a date with her and she's absolutely gorgeous and perhaps we'll fall in love and it'll be great. But you know what? I'd rather. I don't want to be off my phone.
Yeah.
I don't want to date girls. I just want to conquer the earth. I don't care about anything else.